Hey everyone, welcome out to US Ballpark in Ozark, Missouri for a special edition of YBMcast. I have Kevin Moulder with me from PBR, Missouri. Kevin, we've been watching some baseball for the last 3 days.
Yeah.
It's been fun, hasn't it?
It's been a full, fun 3 days, and now we're coming to the good stuff here at the end today, the championships, and it's been a lot of fun so far. I can't wait for the next two.
Absolutely, and we got we're going to talk a little bit real quick about some of the semifinals leading up to Class 6. We had four very good teams in the semifinals, didn't we?
Absolutely.
And last night started off with Liberty and CBC.
Yeah, we had talked about them being two of the more talented collection of talents, and it was a great game, 4-2 till late, and then Liberty kind of broke it open late in the ball game. It was interesting. Liberty had to throw two of their top guys. Kai Bennett had a heck of a start for Liberty, did really well, and then they went to their big horse, Milbrandt, to close things down, Man, that was a special outing. That was fun to watch. He was up to 94, came in and absolutely was throwing smoke and
really just shut it down, didn't he?
He really shut the door. He put an exclamation point on that victory for Liberty and left no doubt. So
he had 2 Ks in 4 batters. I mean, no hits, whatnot. But Kai Bennett, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, one earned run.
Yeah. He was really solid, really solid. He was fun to watch. He can pitch, change speeds, and gave Liberty a great opportunity to win that baseball.
And so let's we got then
and I like also there was 2 sophomore shortstops playing last night, and they both didn't disappoint. High-profile kids. Addison Smith with Liberty. Did he have 2 or 3 hits?
He had 3. He was 3 for 4. He was, and to your point, you're going to say Addison Smith. I'm going to give you these names, and he's going to talk about them because he knows these guys. Goey Dawson, I guess, is second base.
Oh yeah.
Aiden Watson
and Ryan Williams.
Those guys combined had 10 hits in the game.
Yeah, the top of the lineup for Liberty led the charge. Addison Smith played a great shortstop last night for someone. And then on the flip side, CBC sophomore shortstop Mazza and Santello made some really athletic plays at shortstop. No errors by either of those young shortstops, and Maz also hit that big home run to left field. So some of the young talent really shined in that game. But yeah, the Liberty top end of the lineup really shined through with Addison and Smith collecting 3 hits. Ryan Williams had a big game.
He had 4 RBIs.
Yeah, too. And then Aiden Watson had the big game, the first baseman going to Central Missouri. So the stars shine bright in that ball game.
And I think it's going to be the same tonight. I think that top of the lineup, I mean, but down below they still got some good production. Chase Luttrell, 1 for 2. Keaton O'Connor, 1 for 4. Guys producing. There's hits there.
You don't get to this point if you don't have a complete team, and there's no doubt about it. Liberty and Zumwalt West both have 9 guys in the lineup that can produce and hurt you, and then they also have the star power to go with it.
Exactly. There you go. So, and right now as we're doing this, guys, just so you know, and you'll see this, but we got the 3rd place game going on between CBC and Jeff City. And so let's talk a little bit then about the nightcap, right?
Yeah.
Jeff City, Fort Zumwalt West, they just come out and I don't mean this in disrespect. Jeff City's a very good team.
Great
They steamrolled.
They did. Zumwalt West, I've been talking to a couple coaches, but they kind of have that hit thing going on right now. They've won 35 ball games, which is incredible, and Liberty's won 31.
Right.
So you got 2 30-plus win teams in Missouri high school baseball squaring off. This is probably who it should be playing if we're saying who are the best 2. I think we got the best 2 here tonight. That doesn't always happen. Yeah, because it's single elimination. We've talked about that. It's not always the most complete or the best team because anything, but I think we got the 2 best in the state here tonight about to square off, which is exciting.
So let's talk about Noah Hargraves last night. I mean, what didn't he do?
The big fella did it on both sides of the ball. First off, did the complete game shutout and really set the tone because they came out guns blazing and got some runs early. But when you're throwing up steady zeros, it relaxes the team and it let those guys, the Zumwalt group, do what they do. And he also, I think, had 4 RBIs, a big double. So he helped his own cause. They could have left everyone else out on the bus, and they would have been just fine. He had a big night. He
did. Tanner Perry, shortstop there. He was 1 for 3. Daniel Whistler, 1 for 3, 2 runs. Mason Whiteside had a walk and scored a run. So all that contribution, runs at the bottom of the lineup. Guys getting on base at the bottom of the lineup so those guys can produce.
It was kind of a group effort other than Noah had the big game, but then everyone else kind of just chipped in with a hit, a couple of walks. So it was really a team effort with Noah Hargraves coming through with a superstar kind of performance, I'd say.
And it was kind of tough because you made mention, now I forget how to pronounce Retchen, Jacob Retchen.
He's a talent. And last night it didn't go his way. A ran into an absolute buzzsaw.
Right.
Number 1. Number 2, he didn't get a ton of help behind him. And number 3, he'd probably tell you he wasn't at his best. So
he really seemed to struggle with his off speed. His fastball was good.
Yeah.
But he couldn't locate his what I saw, he couldn't locate his curveball.
Yeah.
And so that kind of set the table there.
In Zumwalt West, I'll give them some credit. They didn't let him get comfortable. They didn't offer pitches that weren't strikes. But Retchen has the arm talent. There's no doubt about it. He's a big left-hander. He is going to pitch in plenty more important games in his life. I know he's going to Jeffco, and I would expect this. I'm looking forward to following him over the next couple of years.
Absolutely. And so, and that's why we said Jeff City's playing back here. They're up 5-1 right now, so that's a quick update.
A night's sleep and all is forgotten, and they're off to a good start in this one.
Exactly. So congrats. We got Zumwalt West and Liberty in the nightcap. And look, guys, if you want to watch a good baseball game, it's going to be late because we're behind here. That's unfortunate, but it's definitely going to start at 6:30. But if you want to watch a good baseball game, go to Misha.org, Misha TV. You can tune in. They've got the ball game. They're doing it. It's live.
Pretty cool.
Right?
Pretty cool.
And I think you should, because you're going to see some with that Liberty Zumwalt West matchup. There's going to be some serious talent from the state of Missouri, right?
Absolutely. I think we got a great showcase game for the state in the nightcap here, and it's anyone's game. It's going to be fun to watch.
So we're going to talk as we finish up here. Earlier today, we had the Class 5 championship, Willard versus Grain Valley. You've talked about Grain Valley all year. You'd seen him once, I think, early in the season, right?
Yeah.
The one big kid that they threw in the semifinal,
Cole Keller.
He's tremendous. Got him into it. But man, did we see a great Class 5 championship, right?
Wow, what a game. Yeah, because Willard got out in front pretty big, not insurmountable, but a big lead, and then Green Valley stormed back and scored 6 runs, I believe, between the 5th and the 6th inning. Took a 1-run lead and took it to the bottom of the 7th, up 7-6.
It was 8-7. 8-7.
And here comes Willard, and wow, what an exciting finish in a great high school baseball game by 2 really good teams. That's fun.
And if you want to see the end of it, I know Kevin will have it on the end of this. Kevin's got it. If you look, I'm going to plug him right here. If you should follow Kevin on Instagram at PBR Missouri, and what's your other one?
And then we got Twitter. PBR Missouri and PBR Moulder. For following the action.
Instagram, Twitter, follow him at PBR Missouri, both sides really, right? With Twitter and Instagram. Follow him. He's got some great stuff. He's throughout the summer you'll be going and traveling, so we're going to plug that real quick.
Absolutely great.
So, but let's talk a little bit about Green Valley. They had a really good season. They got some really good kids. They were down pretty big early.
It looked like it might be a runaway, and I was like, oh boy, we might have a spread here where Willard gets this one, 12-2 or something along those lines, and give Green Valley a lot of credit because they pushed Willard to the brink and were 3 outs away from the state championship. And Cole Keller really stood out for them. That was one of the more dynamic performances we've seen all week. He did it on the mound. He did it with the bat last night. He did it with the bat again today. He had a couple of hits. And that kid's going to go play football in college. So I wish he'd play baseball, but apparently he's a heck of a tight end as well. So
they had some big clutch. The kid at the top there, the shortstop Riley Brown, he actually he pitched a couple innings as well. He was 2 for 5, had 2 runs. This is for Green Valley. Then you had Parker Boserman, Cole Keller, both 2 for 4, 2 runs and an RBI. So they were filling up the stat sheet.
It was a team effort, and that's a hard-nosed group and a gritty group for sure. And they just, Willard was equally as gritty and tough. And that Willard team, I'll say, I think we'll see them again. They had freshmen all over the field. They had a sophomore with the game-winning hit. Sophomore.
Was it
Caden McMain?
Yes.
Catcher did a nice job behind the plate, and he ended up getting the game-winning hit. But they had 2 freshmen. Their freshman third baseman, Landon Moore, made a game-changing catch with the bases loaded when Green Valley had the big inning, and he took a hit away with the bases loaded that would have had, put them up down 3. Willard would have been down 3. He also made a couple other nice plays. He's going to be really good. And then Hayden Rakestraw came off the bench and had a second varsity at bat and smoked a line drive down the left field line. It's like, man, they just got all this talent over on ice in the dugout, and they're just pulling these freshmen out. So their freshmen and sophomores had monster games for them.
Yes, they did. And we got to say this: the young man, I think I'm trying to remember his name. I'm trying to remember Landon Moore. The kid played third base. He came up with 1 out, and we were watching. And this young man came up with some great swag. He was ready. He didn't get the game winning, but I loved his attitude. I loved his at bat. He was ready. He was prepared. He wasn't overwhelmed as a freshman for that.
The moment wasn't too big for Landon. No, he was ready and didn't get it done in that spot, but he got it done throughout the game. And that kid we'll be talking about him over the next couple of years. I have a feeling.
Exactly. And the catcher, as you were saying, he had a triple early in the game too.
Yeah.
He had an RBI triple early in the game. Those guys really put good swings. And to Willard, they walked off both games.
Yes,
they walked off the semifinal against South, and not to mention, I want to give Rockwood Summit third place finish, beating South in the third place game. But Willard had 2 walk-offs.
They're another it team. We talked about Green Valley and their toughness. Willard, clear as day, is a tough group and super well coached. And they executed very well tonight. If you got freshmen performing at a high level, you can tell not only are they talented, but that means you got a really good coaching staff because they're putting them in the position to succeed, be confident, and they performed at the highest level in high school baseball tonight.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to West and Liberty. Hopefully we get there sooner rather than later, right?
We're going to have a late start on this one, but it's worth the wait, I'd say.
And you can kind of see the looming, the clouds looming in the background. We hope that doesn't make a big difference here. So, hey guys, for Kevin Moulder of PBR Missouri, Youth Baseball Midwest out here at US Ballpark. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll have Kevin back again later in the week talking more baseball. We hope we'll get to some summer heat. Tell us, you got some great stuff coming up, some events and things like that.
So our main event of the summer we got coming up Tuesday, actually, our Mo Underclass games at Atkins Field in Columbia, Missouri, where we get the top sophomores and freshmen in the state together, put them through a workout, and also have a game that's called our Mo Underclass game. And then we have our Missouri Top Prospect, or St. Louis Top Prospect event at Lindenwood University, and that's our junior class, our uncommitted. All these are our uncommitted guys, and so we'll get a good look over the next 2 weeks here of some of our top talent in the state with the younger guys. So I'm excited about tonight, but then I'm also excited to start seeing some of our younger guys, and ultimately we'll select a group to go represent the state of Missouri at the PBR Future Games, which is the #1 recruiting event of the summer in the country, and we'll take a group of guys and represent the state of Missouri, and that's always a real fun event where our guys get a ton of exposure, and you get to see some guys come into their own and make a name for themselves. So I'm excited about that.
So in the future games, just a quick, if somebody is interested in an opportunity to even think about being able to be invited, right? You have to, that's an invitation.
It's an invitation event.
What do they have to do, Kevin?
Yeah, come to the Mo Underclass games. Come to one of our events in Kansas City or St. Louis or Columbia, and it's an invite deal. But even if you don't make the team, this is a high-end event. The Mo Underclass games. It's for the guy that has a chance to be a college baseball player. That's also an invite event. So it's just a funnel effect, So it's we're bringing the top players in Missouri to the Mo Underclass, and then we'll bring the top players from that event. And go compete nationally with our best group out of the state.
Very good. Hey, remember, follow Kevin on Instagram at PBR Missouri, Twitter at PBR Missouri. You can go to Prep Baseball Report. I would encourage you can go to the Missouri, you can check out everything that's going on at PBR. It's just prepbaseballreport.com, right?
Correct, yep.
And then you can click on the state there and find out what's happening. It's all on the right there, all that information.
Absolutely, all of our events and everything's up there.
Outstanding. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, all your pitchers, keep throwing strikes. You hitters, hit them where they ain't, because that's good advice, and we'll see you next time.
Trophy presentations in just a minute.